Hello, this is Jo, and it is the season to be cold, drink lots of hot chocolate, stay warm by the fireplace, and a girl coming from the Caribbean where it was super warm. We never had a coat really. Maybe we had a sweater once in a blue moon, but it was super warm. Like Christmas was in shorts, okay? And coming up here to New England where it's super cold and it could get down into the negative numbers, the Caribbean, it has been so important for me to try to enjoy this cold season. It is beautiful, the snow is falling. Recently, Buffalo, New York had over 6 feet of snow. Could you believe it? That is crazy! In just like 2 days. Thankfully, we have not gotten that yet or even near it. We just had a light dusting of snow recently, but it is coming. And it's been a crazy roller coaster when it comes to weather. Like right now it's 50 degrees. Like a couple of days ago it was in the 30s. So I know it's coming and I want you to get ready with me on things, different accessories that you will need in this winter season to stay warm. You definitely need a coat, but there's more things you can do to stay warm and I want to share it with you. Let's go. The first thing that I want to share with you is not in any order, but the order is what I'm excited about. So I recently bought some cashmere socks from Amazon. And yes, they're a little bit more pricey than just regular cotton socks or even wool socks. I think the one I got from Amazon was about $20 for just one pair of socks. But let me tell you, they are super soft and they keep my feet warm. And that is so important. Because sometimes you have to stand outside and yes, you have on a pair of nice boots, but the cold just seeps in. And I know people that wear 2 socks with their boots. To me, that kind of cramps my feet, and so I don't do it often, so I end up with like cold toes. But these cashmere socks have been like a lifeline for me. As I've gotten older, I have just gotten like out of loving the cold and the snow, and I really don't want to move. I love where I live, but I am trying to find ways where I can enjoy the season, enjoy my home, and not be griping because I'm cold. So cashmere socks, they come in a variety of different colors. I know other places sell them, but I just got mine from Amazon. They're super soft. They're super light, but the warmth is there. So definitely try them. Definitely try them. Now, if you don't want to spend money on a cashmere socks, another alternative is wool socks. They also keep you warm, not as warm for me as cashmere, but it is definitely less expensive and wool definitely do keep you warm. So again, if you don't want to do cashmere, another alternative is wool socks, or a sock that have wool as part of their material, but that will be fine as well. And those again are cheaper. Okay, so we're continuing with wool and cashmere, and I'm going up to, I'm talking about sweaters. Now, of course we know, and I did a whole video last year on how to stay warm, especially if you're outside, and it's all about layering, and more layering. But another thing that will help you is, again, the type of sweater you wear. Sweaters are great, and everybody just thinks that all sweaters are equal, and they're not. So if you have a sweater that actually has holes in it that you can like look in and see what you're wearing underneath or see your skin underneath, that will not keep you warm. It is important that you have a wool or cashmere or any sweater made of acrylic or anything that have a tight weave. That means the wind and the cold will not seep in to those little holes that you might have. So the tighter the weave, the warmer you will be. So the most important sweater to have, I feel, again, the top is cashmere. They are lightweight and they're soft. They're not as itchy as wool, but they keep you really, really warm. And yes, they are expensive. You can get some at Macy's or TJ Maxx at a relatively low cost. And even in cashmere, note, I just want to point out, even in cashmere, there are different levels of cashmere. So you might get something for $300 that's like really, really nice quality. And then you can sometimes get something for $100 or less and is not as high end as the $300, but they still work. Cashmere, again, keeps you warm. You can get it in a variety of different places. Like as I said before, TJ Maxx and Nordstrom, places that have sales. I would definitely stock up on them. Recently, my friend and I have just decided that instead of amassing a whole bunch of different sweaters, we are going to focus on quality. Quality is more important than quantity. And so our focus has been on either wool sweaters or cashmere sweaters. Now, I have, my hair is relaxed. I have a chemical relaxer in it. And in the winter, my hair gets really dry and it breaks really fast. And so I sometimes shy away from wool sweaters because sometimes my hair gets stuck on the material and sometimes it breaks off. And so I have a lot of breakage if I wear a lot of wool. And so finding cashmere, which has like a softer blend, has definitely been awesome in regards to just making sure that my hair stays healthy and there's not a lot of breakage due to just like coarse material near my hair. And so I have definitely put aside money so that I can slowly and surely like build my cashmere collection. And so that has been awesome for me. And it keeps you really, really warm. And you can find some cashmere sweaters that are really thin. And so you can layer something underneath it or over it, which is great. Again, another alternative is wool. I love these natural materials. I know that there are other materials that keep you warm just as well, like acrylic and polyester, and you can definitely buy them and they will keep you warm. But for me, I like natural materials. Sometimes the polyester and the acrylic is so hot and it's not breathable that I start to sweat and I stink. And so I kind of shy away from polyester or acrylic materials. And I have a few sweaters in those materials, but I shy away from them because it just kind of gets me kind of sweaty and a bit too warm where I start to stink. Let's be real, that happens, right? And so these, again, these are really important to know. So I try to then stick to cashmere or wool or any other natural material. You can also find, if you don't want to spend the money on wool or cashmere, you can find sweaters that have a percentage in acrylic or a percentage in polyester, but it might also have in cotton. It's a breathable fabric. And so sometimes that's what I do, especially when I didn't want to spend the money for cashmere. I would just find sweaters that have cotton in them, a percentage, and then maybe a little bit of wool, and then maybe polyester and acrylic. And that would work well too. So that's important to look and see. Again, if you're you're a little bit older or you're dealing with hot flashes and you're a warm-blooded person, and you sometimes get really warm, you might want to shy away from polyester and acrylic fabrics. So the other accessories that will keep you really, really warm in the winter is a hat. And I know that everybody knows this, but I just want to reiterate, I know lots of friends who do not wear hats. They're so concerned about messing up their hair that they're like, no, it's okay, I'm fine. But I mean, warmth kind of escape from your head or from your feet. So you want to make sure that those areas are covered. So I'm talking about your head is covered, your feet of course covered with warm socks that we just spoke about, and right here, right in your chest area, your neck area, making sure those are warm. But let's focus on the hat. Now there are a variety of different hats, and I'm gonna show you. I have this hat here, which is, I mean, it's really cool, right? Isn't it so cool? I love hats. Love, 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 love hats. And this will be great, right? The warmth can't escape. I'm wearing a hat, this nice, cute hat that I got from Francesca's in the mall, on sale, of course. This will do well, but this is not the right hat if it's really, really cold. Why? You might ask? Because everything here, your ears are not covered. Just the top of your head is covered, so all hair is open. No, you're gonna be really cold. Yes, I look chic, but it's not gonna keep me warm. What can I wear instead? So I have several hats. Now this hat is tight weave. This beautiful maroon and gray hat, which I love. And what's awesome about this hat is the inside. Guys, look at this. The inside is fleece. It's super, super soft and wonderful and warm. And so I know when I put this hat on, I am warm. Guys, look how awesome this looks. And I am warm. It covers my ears and most of my head is covered. This material is wool on the outside, and I don't mind it as much. Look at my hair, it's getting all messed up. I don't mind it as much because I look for hats that have fleece on the inside. Remember I talked about how sometimes sweaters kind of nip on my hair and it can sometimes break my hair. Well, that goes also with hats. And so I find alternatives where there is fleece or silk on the inside, or even satin on the inside of the hat, so it's not pulling my hair and breaking my hair. So I look for this, not only for the warmth, but for making sure the inside that my hair, it doesn't pull on my hair and break my hair. Of course, the other alternative is this. Look at this. This hat is super, super thin. And guess what material it is made out of? Yes, it is made out of cashmere. And I love this hat. I bought it on sale at Nordstrom for a really good deal. It was like 70% off, of course, in the spring. That's when I buy all my accessories. I wait until the spring to get them on sale for the year after. But this keeps me warm. And look at the difference. Look at this. Let me fix my hair here. Look at the difference. This is super, super thin. Look at this, super thin. And then look at this. This is so heavy and thick, and it has that on the inside. So, I mean, this feels like 3 pounds, and this feels like a half a pound. But they keep me warm. Other things to keep you warm in the winter is mittens. Mittens and gloves. So let's talk about gloves. Gloves are really great, especially when it's not that cold not that cold outside. Having these again are cashmere. Having them in to keep your little fingers warm is really great to have. But if it's really, really cold outside, you need mittens. Look at this soft, cute mittens, and I know that they look really chunky and big, but they're super soft. My husband got them for me from this art store, and it also came, let me show you, with a beautiful scarf. So I have this, I have this. It is so beautiful. But let me tell you, when I put my hands in, they are super warm. And yes, they look like a kitchen mitten to like take things out of the oven. But let me tell you, when it is in the teens, or even lower, like 7 degrees, and it feels like negative, the wind factor is like -20, you need these, let me tell you, with this and with your hat. These keep you warm. I think it's because your hands are together in the mitten, and having the digits, all your fingers together, keeps it warm, whereas with the glove, it keeps you warm, but because they're separated, it can still get cold. Your hands can still get cold. And so this is good to have, important to have, but having mittens, especially if you're going to a very cold place, is the most important thing to have. Guys, stick around. I have 2 extra accessories that will keep you really warm in the winter. And don't forget to subscribe, okay? I would love to have you come every week and see what I'm talking about, make comments, put your 2 cents in, and just be a part of this channel. Let's get back to what accessories you need to keep you really warm in the winter. Something else you can have if you are not really into hats, like I can't wear hats, I get too hot wearing a hat, but my ears get cold. You know what my husband wears? He wears ear muffs. Cute little ear muffs that he puts here because he doesn't really care to have a hat on sometimes. And those are really awesome to have. If you are warm-blooded but your ears are not, get ear mittens. They are really, really cute. There's some that are really fluffy and just kind of have like an accessory that you can add to your what you're wearing, your outfit, and it can be a statement piece. Or you can have ones that my husband wears that are really streamlined, that are really close, but it keeps his ears warm. So that's another way in which you can add an accessory to keep you really warm in the winter. Okay, in my previous video last year, I talked about long johns, which the layering, that is so important. If you have if it's really cold and you have a jacket and you have a sweater and you have your hat and gloves and you're still cold, let me tell you, bring in our long johns. I know people use them for skiing and you're like, why am I using them when I'm not skiing? Let me tell you, they will keep you really warm in the winter. They are just another layer before you put on like a long sleeve tee or your sweater, putting on a long john on the bottom and the top. So it's not just for the bottom, but also for the top, will work wonders, let me tell you. Especially if you're going out for a walk or you're hanging out outside, you don't want to come inside, or you're having a nice kind of marshmallow or something around the fire outside. Having long johns definitely keeps you warm. Now there are several different types of long johns. There's some that are polyester, there's some that are like have cotton on there, like a waffle material that really helps. And then there are really nice cashmere ones, and then I recently got one last year that was silk, and they are lightweight, they're breathable material, and they keep me warm. I really, really love them. I was trying to find some long johns I found some that were polyester and spandex, and I was like, oh, this is great, it'll keep me warm, but I'm gonna be so sweaty and just nasty. Ugh. So I went out looking and I found ones that were silk, and they have been amazing. They keep me warm, they're breathable so I don't feel sticky and sweaty. And they're so thin that I can just throw my sweater and my jeans on and I don't feel bulky. Let's talk about scarves. They are so important in regards to neck area, and you saw me with one of my scarves which I wore with my mitten, but this also keeps you warm, especially right here in the center where it can get cold, where your heart is. So important to like cover that up. So having a scarf is really important. Now, of course, there's different types of scarves, and I mean, the key one here is this wool scarf. That's beautiful color. It's made out of wool. It will keep me warm. but sometimes I shy away from it again, even though it keeps me warm because of my hair. My hair is right at the level where my scarf is, and again, it could like break my hair because it could kind of stick on it, and then it pulls my hair and I get breakage sometimes. And so I try to find scarves that are long and thin, and I can double up, so therefore I can keep warm, but it doesn't snag on my hair. You can also use satin ones or silk ones. They are even better in regards to keeping you warm, but that wouldn't pull on your hair. Okay, 2 extras that I want to tell you about. The first one is walking with a foldable blanket or a roll-up blanket. And I have a friend of mine, she always has one in her car, and sometimes when she's sitting outside or hanging out with friends, she pulls out her blanket, and she has one that's really tiny that she can just attach to her bag. I have one in the back of my car that I got from my friend for my birthday that has like Sherpa on the inside, and then it has like more of a waterproof material on the other side, and it's awesome and it's warm. So if I want to hang outside and chat with my friends, and we're sitting around drinking mulled wine or or hot chocolate, I can have that blanket again as another means of keeping me warm. So that is one of my extras that I want to give to you. The last interesting thing for keeping you warm are these warm, super warm HotHands. You can stick them in your mittens or your gloves, and it keeps your hand or your feet warm. These things are amazing. I got mine from Amazon. I've just bought a pile of them, and my children love them. When they go outside to play in the snow, they're making snowmen, they have this in their gloves, and so even though they're picking up and packing the snow, these keep their hands really warm. So this is something, it's called HotHands. Definitely, I got mine from Amazon. These work beautifully. They also have them for feet as well that you can put in your boots or your shoes, and they will definitely keep you really, really warm. So guys, that's it. Of course, there's so many more things that you would need to keep you warm in the winter, but these are the key ones that I have used. I have been here for over 24 years, and this is what I have learned, and so I hope this has helped you. I will see you next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Bye.